This is Mac OS Ken.
Sing a song of iPhone, power against the people, and catching up on a ton of Apple TV Plus news. It is Tuesday, the 26th of April, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Trade Coffee. The places for coffee near me are, well, places you've probably been to 1,000 times. There's nothing wrong with any of those cups of coffee. Each can hit the spot in their own way. There's not a lot to recommend them either, though, except that they're convenient. I can recommend Trade Coffee for a couple of reasons. First, they ask you to really think about the kind of coffee you actually like, how you make it, how you take it, all kinds of questions you might not consider to find you a coffee that you will love. And second, it is even more convenient than the coffee places near you because Trade Coffee comes right to your door. Trade sends you coffee from craft roasters across the country. Small businesses that pay farmers fair prices to sustainably source great coffee beans from around the world. The perfect cup of coffee is looking for you. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/macOSKen. That is more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/macOSKen and let Trade find you a coffee you'll love. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off. And don't forget about Mother's Day coming up. A Trade subscription is the perfect gift for the coffee lover in your life. drinktrade.com/macOSKen. Roughly halfway through its time at the top, iPhone 13 continues to crush it in the States. That is the word from boutique industry analytics firm Consumer Intelligence Research Partners, or CIRP. By the firm's reckoning, models across the iPhone 13 line accounted for 71% of smartphone sales in the March quarter in the U.S. In contrast, says the release, the then-new iPhone 12 models had only 61% of sales in the year-ago March 2021 quarter. Despite continued concerns around inflation, CIRP is noting an interesting trend. People aren't holding on to old phones as long as they used to. According to the firm, after several years of buyers keeping a previous phone longer, in the past year, buyers are now keeping a previous phone for a shorter time. In the March 2022 quarter, 20% of buyers reported having their previous phone for 3 years or longer, compared to 34% in the March 2021 quarter. In the March 2022 quarter, 47% of buyers had their previous phone for 2 years or less, compared to 35% in the March 2021 quarter. While CIRP focuses on iPhone strength in the States, Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives is seeing strength for Apple's wrap rod both here and in China. Apple 3.0 had the analyst tossing in his 2 cents ahead of this week's Apple earnings report. According to Ives, he and his team think the underlying iPhone 13 demand story for Cupertino, both domestically and in China, is trending ahead of street expectations. They also believe the pent-up demand story is still being underestimated by investors and will be a laser focus of the street later this week. On China specifically, Ives and Company estimate that Apple has gained market share in the key China region over the last 12 months on the heels of its 5G, iPhone 12, iPhone 13 tag team product cycle. And folks there are buying at the high end, with more consumers focused on the Pro Max in Ives' estimation. Assuming that is so, that will be good for Apple's bottom line. Ives has an outperform rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $200. So Monday felt like a bad day for the little guy. No, this is not the musky scent of Twitter dissent. Rather, it is news that Apple has lawyered up. To fight Congress, you ask? To fight the EU? Actually, it is to fight unionization moves among retail employees. We heard here yesterday about moves to unionize 2 Apple stores, one in Atlanta, Georgia, and one in New York, New York. Now a piece from The Verge says Apple is working with anti-union lawyers at Littler Mendelsohn in an escalating fight with retail workers in Atlanta who have filed for a union election. Though the company has not publicly stated its stance on Apple stores unionizing, the move sends a strong signal that it plans to oppose workers organizing for better pay and working conditions. Littler Mendelsohn, by the way, is the same law firm working with Starbucks against employee moves to unionize their stores, according to the report. The Atlanta Apple Store employees are trying to unionize with the Communications Workers of America, or CWA. Responding to the law firm news, CWA Secretary-Treasurer Sarah Steffen said, by retaining a notorious union-busting firm, Littler Mendelsohn, Apple's management is showing that they intend to try to prevent their employees from exercising their right to join a union by running the same playbook as other large corporations. The workers at Starbucks, another Littler client, aren't falling for it, she says, and neither will the workers at Apple. For its part, Apple declined to address its relationship with the law firm. Instead, Apple spokesperson Nick Leahy issued a statement saying, "We are fortunate to have incredible retail team members, and we deeply value everything they bring to Apple. We are pleased to offer very strong compensation and benefits for full-time and part-time employees, including health care, tuition reimbursement, new parental leave, paid family leave, annual stock grants, and many other benefits." 2 stories Monday that look bigger than they actually were and may have been tied together on the back end. Nothing kinky. Early in the morning on Monday, Mac Rumors ran a piece saying that the App Store privacy labels had mysteriously disappeared from apps in the App Store. Launched in December of 2020 and meant to give users insight into what information an app collects and shares about them, kinda tough to do if they're not there. That was story number 1. Not much later Monday came story number 2, this one from TechCrunch, that had Apple confirming issues with Apple Music and the App Store. Users may have experienced a problem or intermittent issues with each service, according to Apple. The TechCrunch piece had Down Detector indicating that the App Store problem started around 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast, 9:30 back east, while Apple Music problems were said to have started at 4:30 out west, 7:30 on the East Coast. None of which is what Apple said. When I checked the site around 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, Apple's system status page said that the problem had started about 1.5 hours earlier, and that the problems were still ongoing. It actually said that for several hours, though when I checked again at around 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, the message said the issue had started at 1:15 in the morning on the West Coast, and that the issues were resolved around 9 a.m. Pacific, which is wildly different from what it had said for most of the day and what Down Detector down detected. Checking late afternoon, early evening, not only is Apple Music humming a tune, the mysterious disappearing App Store privacy labels seem to have reappeared. See? 2 stories that look bigger than they actually were and may have been tied together on the back end. Nothing kinky. Everything should be working now. If it is not, try hitting it. Speaking of things not working, Apple has launched a repair program for faulty displays on certain Series 6 Apple Watch units. Mac Rumors ran a piece on the program last Friday, saying that it was set up to address an issue that can cause a small percentage of the devices to exhibit a permanently blank screen. According to the report, some 40mm units made between April and September of last year are affected. The report has Apple saying that Apple Watch Series 6 owners can use the serial number checker on its website to determine whether their devices are eligible for the repair program. More news in a moment, but first a word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Saying goodbye to high-interest credit card debt is one of the first steps towards financial independence. But high interest makes it hard to say goodbye. That is where Upstart comes in. Personal loans powered by Upstart can help you pay down high-interest debt with simple and easy-to-understand payment terms. And the whole thing happens online. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score. And they look at more than just your credit score, factoring in income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Join the 1.8 million people Upstart has helped on the way to financial freedom. Don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen to check your rate today. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. A bummer of a story for fans of the Apple TV Plus series Mythic Quest. CW Longbottom seems to have left the building. 9 to 5 Mac ran a piece last week saying that F. Murray Abraham will not be back for the show's third season. As to why, that's kind of a mystery. It's possible the character was written off. Without revealing any spoilers, in-universe changes at the end of Season 2 could explain CW's exit. In the real world, filming for Season 2 took special care, given Abraham's 80-plus years of age and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Or it could just be money. People who know are not saying. The piece says a spokesperson for Lionsgate, the studio that produces the show, told Vanity Fair F. Murray Abraham will not be returning to Season 3 of Mythic Quest. Beyond that, we do not comment on matters concerning personnel. I may be hoping against hope, but the show's been picked up through 4 seasons. Lionsgate only mentions the 3rd. He's probably gone for good, but a guy can hope. Apple TV Plus hit with a few trailers for upcoming shows during my time away last week. Here is news of 3. Now and Then is a bilingual thriller coming to Apple TV Plus. In case you've lost track, the latest press release on the series says Now and Then is a multi-layered thriller that explores the differences between youthful aspirations and the reality of adulthood when the lives of a group of college best friends are forever changed after a celebratory weekend ends up with one of them dead. Now, 20 years later, the remaining 5 are reluctantly reunited by a threat that puts their seemingly perfect worlds at risk. Set in Miami and presented in Spanish and English, the first 3 episodes of the show hit Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 20th of May. Between then and now, you can catch the Now and Then trailer on YouTube. Between now and the Now and Then premiere, Apple TV Plus has a big Conn in the works. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release last week with a release date, a trailer, and news of a companion podcast for the true crime docuseries The Big Conn. According to the release, the 4-part series tells the unbelievable true story of larger-than-life attorney Eric C. Conn, who defrauded the government and taxpayers over $500 million in the largest Social Security fraud case in U.S. history. It's really strange what Apple will let folks binge versus titles for which they make people wait. This one will require no waiting. After it starts. The press release says all 4 episodes and the companion podcast will hit on Friday, the 6th of May. You can catch a trailer for the TV show now on YouTube. Before the big con and before the big bilingual thriller, Apple TV Plus is hanging with people who hang 10. The Cupertino streamer released a trailer last week for the sports docuseries Make or Break. According to the company's press release, the new 7-part documentary series delivers behind-the-scenes access to the world's best surfers as they battle for the world title at the World Surf League Championship Tour. Once again, there is no waiting once it gets going. All 7 episodes of the first season will hit Apple TV Plus this Friday, the 29th of April. There will be more where that came from. Apple has already ordered a 2nd season of the series. You can catch the trailer for Season 1 on YouTube. Apple TV Plus presenter Jon Stewart was honored over the weekend. As announced back in January, a piece from the New York Times says the longtime host of The Daily Show and current host of The Problem with Jon Stewart was honored at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts on Sunday night with the Mark Twain Prize. When the award was announced a few months ago, Deadline described it, saying the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor recognizes individuals who have had an impact on American society in ways similar to the distinguished 19th century novelist and essayist Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain. This year's ceremony, the first since 2019 due to the pandemic, marks the 23rd year that the Mark Twain Award will be presented and broadcast nationally. If you're wondering how you missed that show, you did not. The Kennedy Center site says the presentation will be broadcast on PBS stations nationwide on Tuesday, the 21st of June. And finally today, congratulations to Apple TV Plus for picking up a couple of awards that have nothing to do with Coda and nothing to do with Ted Lasso. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release late Sunday announcing 2022 BAFTA TV Award wins for the documentary special 9/11 Inside the President's War Room and the music docuseries 1971, the year that music changed everything. The release says the awards honor the best British programs, performances, and productions each year. The 2 bagged by Apple titles include an award for editing, Factual for Danny Collins and Mark Hamill, probably not that one, on 9/11 Inside the President's War Room, and Sound Factual for Stephen Griffiths, Andy Shelley, Naz Prakash, Dan Johnson, Tae Hak Kim, and Claire Ellis on 1971. It goes without mentioning, though mention it I will. Both titles are available to stream now on Apple TV+. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.